Ethereum is starting 2026 strong despite the recent pullback today, and when you go from the 2-hour chart to the 3-month chart, you can see that ETH is setting up a very bullish structure. And I have an even more bullish chart to show you later. And the reason we'll get to the charts later is there is some breaking news with Ethereum. Banking behemoth Morgan Stanley files for an Ethereum ETF. This is the paperwork that they filed this morning, but what does this actually mean? Well, Morgan Stanley manages $8 trillion in total client assets and serves close to 20 million clients globally. And it has now filed an S1 registration for an Ethereum trust with the SEC, and it basically means they have filed for an Ethereum ETF. Now, this filing sets up a legal vehicle that will hold ETH directly and issue shares representing ownership of that ETH. This will allow investors to gain exposure without holding the asset themselves. So if you have that family member that is hesitant about cryptocurrency and is even more scared of a seed phrase, this is the perfect investment vehicle for them. And remember, Morgan Stanley would not create this Ethereum ETF unless they thought when their clients buy it, their clients will make money. So this is Morgan Stanley betting big on Ethereum in 2026. But let's go ahead and jump into the charts. And I really got to show you this most bullish chart for Ethereum. So the first of 3 charts we're going to show you is Ethereum priced in Bitcoin. And I noticed that ETH has been in this parallel range since November 4th. So we're basically into our 3rd month of being in this range, and ETH just got rejected at this level. But let me tell you why this is an important level where we're at right now. I'm going to throw on a horizontal line, and then we're going to back test this looking at the last 2 cycles. So let's scroll to 2021 cycle. This is the bear market. You can see it kind of acted as a final level of support before the complete breakdown. Now we're at the 2021 bull cycle, and you see there's 2 steps. Step 1, resistance. Step 2, support. So you can see resistance, 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 support at the final leg, support at the final leg. ETH would pump against Bitcoin from the level that we're at literally today. It would pump 138%. So basically a 2.5x. But it's even better when you go to the previous cycle. Now we're looking at the 2017 cycle. You see the same area of resistance that turns into an area of support. Resistance, resistance, turns into support, turned into support one more time. This would be a huge pump. So if you sold your Bitcoin, sold it into Ethereum, held Ethereum for this period, you would then do a 4.5x versus just holding Bitcoin. Second chart I want to show you is the ascending triangle from the beginning of the video. This is the 3-month candle. And if you didn't know, ascending triangles are a bullish structure. Bullish breakouts from ascending triangles happen roughly 68% of the time. That means 2/3 of the time it generates a profit. Pretty solid in my book as well. And if you look at the 3-month ascending triangle, this is looking very bullish. Final chart I want to show you is ETH stuck in a downward range. I didn't find this myself. This was from Butterfly Charts. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a follow. A little bit of a smaller content creator, about 10,000 followers there almost. This range was established August of 2025. So now we're looking at the 2-day chart. We're looking at 150 days. And guess what? We have just now broken out of this range and retested it for support. And this is similar to how we broke out earlier in the year. This is from the tail end of 24 to the beginning part of 2025. We were also stuck in a multi-month descending parallel range. So the way I want to measure this is see how hard did we pump from the previous parallel range. And if we look from the bottom, ETH would end up pumping 260%. And so let's look right here, 260%. That is giving us, $9,500 Ethereum. So is a $10,000 Ethereum possible in 2026? 100%. Maybe we get there within striking range. Maybe we stop at 7, 8K. But if you look at the last time we broke this similar structure, ETH would go on a mega rally. And just now we are testing the top of this range. So keep an eye out on ETH. And to that point, I just opened a 10 ETH trade. So this is going to be about a $30,000 position. We're going to put a link to our trading Discord down below. So if you want to jump in on those trades, jump in with us. I'm DZ for Discover Crypto. I'll see you in your ETH bags at the top. And the profits are starting to roll in.